Mothers for Sustainable Energy gets you there. Mothers Against Fracking, it's a URL we get you to the same website. And when we pointed out the logo, which was created by my daughter, who is an artist and happens to be pregnant, and I'm going to be a grandmother for the first time at the end of this month. It's very interesting to me that when we first started to use just the stock photo, I said, "Oh, this is no good. It's not going to work. Some people are going to just imitate it." She said, "Well, I have an idea," and she created the logo, and it's the perfect entity for me to go forward because we are looking at the next generations. I want to point out how we launched the Mothers Project because that's what's really relevant to this forum and for you to understand the connection between what we're trying to do and the political world. We launched the Mothers Project with a letter to Michelle Obama, which was published in the New York Times in a full-page ad on Mother's Day weekend. And the letter took us months to write. It's very well written, and it's loaded with the research that tells you this is what you have to pay attention to. We wrote it to her, and there was a lot of controversy. I announced that we were going to engage the government through Michelle Obama in January. It took us to March, actually, to get the letter ready, and I kept saying, "Come on, let's stop revising this. Mother's Day is on its way. It's May, we can't get here." But basically, I'm going to just read portions of it because it's important and it relates to our history as well. So we're saying to her, we are concerned about air pollution. But first of all, let me backtrack for a second. On the other side of the card, a global coalition of mothers formed on behalf of children who cannot vote or make public policy. So the point is, this is what we're about. We're mothers from all walks of life, and we want you to listen to us. We're concerned about air pollution. We're concerned about our drinking water. Methane contaminating of family drinking water has occurred. Pennsylvania, Wyoming, we named the places. We're concerned about chemical spills. We're concerned about these drilling, fracking in areas where the substance is linked to childhood cancers, birth defects, and hormone disruption. We're concerned about reports of reproductive problems, deaths among pets, cows, wildlife. We presented research that veterinarians have done to show that cows, horses, and small animals are dying in these areas. A new study just came out last month that shows that the birth weight in areas where fracking is occurring, babies are born well below the normal birth rate. So we know that it's affecting the pre-uterine conditions. The work of Dr. Thea Colburn, which has been going on for quite some time, and she even came out of retirement to do more work, shows that it disrupts the endocrine system. Now, one of the things that happens with that is that you don't see the outcome of this much later. So even though it might be happening earlier in the child's development, you don't see it until much later. So we are concerned about the radioactive content of fracking wastewater and the lack of a comprehensive plan for permanent disposal. In this state, the governor does not have a plan for what to do with the waste. His proposal, as I was telling some people before, is to put it in the biological wastewater plants. Well, if you do that, the chemicals involved are biocides. They will kill the natural organisms in the plants that are used to degrade our biological waste. Not only will it kill the plant's ability to function, but what will happen is that will all go into the estuaries unresolved. You will have the contaminated water going and mixing with the biological waste. It will all be thrown into the estuaries, whether it's the rivers or the ocean, without it having been in any way decontaminated, and ultimately returns to us as drinking water or bathing water. We are concerned about the industrialization of open space, filling farm fields, pastures, wilderness areas. State parks, national parks have been leased for drilling. So you are concerned about taking your whatever is left of the earth that in this part of the world or wherever wherever shale is, taking the natural wealth of the earth, the trees, the forests, etc., and ruining it through this process. In other words, it's almost as if this industry is saying, whatever last bit of fossil fuel there is left on this earth, we have to get. They cannot look in another way. They're not looking in another way because they're making a lot of money doing it. And it's not as if the money's going back to the people. So we go on to say scientists are beginning to address the questions, and we are guided by these truths, which we hold to be self-evident. We know that water is life. We know that methane is explosive. We know that groundwater, once contaminated, cannot be cleaned up. We know that we cannot shop for clean air. We know that drilling and fracking operations require hundreds of truck trips per well, and that many of these trucks boil poisonous chemicals. We know that accidents happen. We know that toxic injuries in pregnancy and early childhood have lifelong consequences. We know that you shouldn't break something you can't fix. And now, in our appeal is simple and fundamental to our role as mothers. We do not want children drinking